welcome to Recover in Place. For today's mobility routine, it's going to be a little different. We're going to do some movement-based exercises here to kind of open up our ankles. All right. So first off, I've got a kettlebell here. This could be a dumbbell, just some sort of solid object that's not going to move. I've also got a box here. I'm going to be using a band for one of these, but I'm going to show you something you can do if you didn't have a band as well. So starting off with the kettlebell here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my foot on it, kind of pulling, kind of pulls the toes up towards the knee here. I'm not actively doing that, but notice how it kind of puts me in that position. The knee is going to basically be soft. I'm not locking my leg out. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to step forward and back. So I'm just stepping forward enough to kind of appreciate the stretch there, and then I'm going to back off. So I step forward and back, forward, back, forward, back, just like so. So I'm going to get about 8 reps here, just forward and back, just get a bit of a stretch, and come back into it. So I'm stepping forward here, again the knee is tracking in line with the toes, I'm not like off some angle or anything like that. And then I'm going to switch sides once I got my 8 here, so same thing. I basically put my foot on the kettlebell here or whatever you have. Knee is going to be soft here. I'm going to step forward. Again, this side's a little tighter for me. Just to where I feel the stretch here. So I feel the stretch, I appreciate it, and then I'm going to back off, right? I'm just kind of doing this in a methodical way. You can kind of stay there a little bit longer if you wanted and then back off. But again, I'm just kind of feeling the stretch and then coming off. Right? You can take a little bit longer if you want. So once you got about 8 reps, I'm going to come on down to the ground here. So still using the kettlebell here, I'm going to place my foot again on the kettlebell. Hips are going to be basically, so feet are going to be hip width. If you want a pad here for your knee, definitely go for that. And from here, it's kind of the same thing we were doing earlier with the knee tracking in line with the toes, and then I'm coming off. It's just from a kneeling position, all right? So I'm coming back and forward, right? Just find yourself a comfortable position where you can make that happen, right? So again, this top arm just kind of hanging out on it. Kind of coming forward and back like so. Again, knee is tracking in line with the toes. You got about 8 to 10 reps. I'm going to switch sides. Same thing goes on here. You see foot and knee here about hip width. I'm going to be tall here. Just getting a bit of a stretch and backing off. 8 to 10 reps here. You got reorient yourself, do so. Alright, knees still tracking in line with the toes. Alright, so once you've got that, coming out of that, what I'm going to do is I'm coming over to the box. So a couple of options on this. Again, I could use the band. If you don't have a band, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself up so that I can basically get some nice dorsiflexion, which is basically coming into it like so, right? So the knee is going to be tracking in line with the toes, and then I'm going to kind of block my ankle. You can get somebody else to kind of put your hand in kind of like this U, and then block it kind of from the front here, kind of where the shin ends, and then you can kind of do this. So I'm just going to kind of do this for myself. I'm just going to make sure my heel stays down, knee tracks in line with the toes, like so. Again, you shouldn't get any knee pain in this. If you find knee pain, you may be lifting the heel here. If you have knee pain in general, maybe you go just a little bit shy of where the pain is. So maybe I feel pain right about there, so I'm just working a range that is not painful. All right? So if I'm going to have a band here, the band definitely adds a little bit more to this. So again, I'm going to put it on right where that shin kind of ends, right, and kind of creases. You can kind of see where it is right there. And from here, keeping the heel down, and I'm coming into my position again. If you want to stay tall with this, that's also fine. You can stay tall and just kind of rock through that. Knees tracking in line with the toes. You can come on down as well. It's also another option. Again, I just really want to keep the heel down, the full foot planted. And again, I shouldn't feel any pain through the knee or the ankle. Again, if I'm feeling a little pain, go into a non-painful range. Maybe just don't go as deep. Again, I'm trying to build this. If it's really tight for you, go slow, all right? So I'll get that on both sides. So again, if I didn't have, kind of straight from the front here, if I didn't have any bands, now on my right leg, make that U shape, put that right here at the front. And again, I'm just kind of coming into that, coming back and forth. And I'm just applying a little bit of pressure back towards my heel, so I'm kind of driving the hand towards my heel here, like so. Just kind of blocking that joint a little bit, doing some reps. And if you have the band, or you have somebody else, you can also have someone else do the U shape for you. I'm going to place that right where the shin ends. Go right there. Again, you can heel down, you can be tall, and go through this. Again, I'm getting about 8 to 10 reps. Or we can come down as well, also works. Yeah, it's just keeping and right where that shin ends. Again, no pain, knee tracks in line with the toes, no pain in the knee or the ankle, keep the heel down. 8 to 10 reps on that. All right, so once you've done those, the last one here, it's similar to what we just did, but I'm going to line myself up, right, I'm going to come forward, and then I'm going to start moving my knee around, kind of hunting for some tight spots. All right, so from here I've shifted forward, and notice how I shift the knee kind of like in a little bit. Again, if I find that that's kind of a little tight, again, shouldn't be any pain in the knee or the ankle. Again, this was definitely a little bit more of an advanced one, for sure. And again, I'm just kind of exploring that range, just trying to go little passes back into that, see if I can kind of just open that area up a little bit. I can also do the same thing, kind of going to the outside here, kind of just circling around over there a little bit, keeping the full foot pressed down into the ground. And I'm going to just do some nice, easy movement here, shouldn't have any pain. Once I got that side, again, going to the other side, so again, I'm coming forward. Knee goes, tracks in line with the toes initially here. And then I'm just kind of exploring the inside here. So I'm going from straight here, heels down, full foot is pressing down into the box. I'm just going to go right in, and I'm just kind of feeling that right there in that ankle. Just exploring that, still keeping the foot down. I'm also going to go to the outside a little bit, just kind of exploring that. Shouldn't have any pain or anything when you're doing this. Definitely a little bit more advanced. Once that ankle is a little bit more open. Awesome. So once you got both sides, kind of shake it out. You can also retest how your ankle is feeling with like a squat or something like that. That'd be a great thing to do before and after to see if you've made any difference. All right, that's all I've got for you. This has been Recover in Place.